Hello children, happy morning everyone. This is Priya, your English teacher from Alpha Group of Institutions, and today we are going to revise the half yearly syllabus and the pattern. That means we are going to discuss the half yearly question pattern today. And revision in the sense it's not the revision of the content, the revision of what we are going to do in the half yearly examination. So first let us go to the syllabus part. What are the syllabus? From literature book, lesson 4, An Extraordinary Man. You all know An Extraordinary Man is all about Abdul Kalam sir, right? And lesson 5 is The King and I. And we have discussed that king and an English woman and what is the conversation between them and everything we have discussed, right? And lesson 8 is After 20 years. Two persons, Jimmy Wells and his friend, how he met after 20 years and what are the stages they had reached. All this we had discussed in lesson 8. So all these three lessons from literature book will be given for the half yearly examination. And the grammar and reading part are like first reading comprehension. You all know passage writing. Passage will be given reading comprehension, picture comprehension, hints development, letter writing, adjectives, articles, types of nouns, tenses, phrases and clauses, prefix and suffix. So these are the grammar parts of writing and reading part, but the questions will never come from your textbook or the grammar book. Everything will be given on own. Everything will be taken from the net or from the teacher's choice. The questions will be asked and you have to answer. So these type of the last these grammar, that is adjectives, articles, types of nouns, tenses, phrases and clauses, prefix and suffix, they may come from ACE book or they may come from the literature book back exercises or they may come from teacher's choice also. So these are the syllabus which we are going to give for your half yearly examination. Now coming to the pattern. Section A. Section A is reading, section B is writing and grammar, and section C is literature part. As usual, the question paper will be divided into three sections, section A, section B and section C. Here, read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. It means a passage will be given, an unseen passage will be given, and from that 5 questions will be asked. You have to read the passage very carefully and then answers will be hidden in the passage itself. So you have to answer the questions which are following there. 5 questions will be asked. Each question carries 1 mark, so 5 marks. Okay. Next, look at the picture and answer the questions by following the tips. The picture will be given. We may ask you to describe the picture. By looking at the picture, you can narrate a story. You can create a story by giving a title. But sometimes the picture will be given, tips also will be given, and also the questions based on the picture we might also give. We may also give the questions directly and ask you to answer by looking at the picture. So you have two options. One is, if we ask you to describe the picture, you have to describe the picture. Or else, if we have already given the picture as well as question and answers also, you have to answer these questions by looking at the picture. 5 questions will be given and each question carries 1 mark and also for overall 5 marks. So section A consists of 10 marks. Okay children. Now coming to the section B. Complete the following exercise with adjective or adverb from the words. Complete the following exercise with adjective or adverb form of the words. It means the questions will be given and you have to answer whether adding adjective or adverb. What is meant by adjective? Adjective means it is a word which modifies a noun. Adjective is a word which describes the noun. Okay. or like describes its referent. To say adjectives are means what, like color, shape, size, number, quality, quantity, all these things which all the words used to describe the noun is called adjective. So the sentences will be given to you, and both adjective and adverb options we may give the option, or we might have not given, but you have to choose the right adjective or adverb to fill the blanks. What is meant by adverb? Adverb means it is also a word or phrase that modifies. It means a word which qualifies an adjective. It is just interrelated with the adjective. Adverb is always related to the adjective. Adjective modifies the noun, describes the noun. Adverb modifies the adjective. Just by writing, adding ly, and or like expressing a relation of place, time, circumstances, cause, degree of comparisons. And an adverb is a word, or it's an expression that modifies a verb. Adjective, another adverb, determiner, clause, preposition or sentence. So this adverb is an all-rounder. So this adverb is a word which is an expression that modifies a verb. It sometimes modifies a verb, modifies an adjective. Sometimes it just used to modify another adverb, determiners, clauses and all. Adverbs typically express manner, place, time, frequency, degree, level of certainty, etc. Everything, like answering the questions like how, what, where, which, where, when and all. Okay. So this is the difference between adjective and adverb, and you have to find the right answer and fill the blanks. 5 questions will be asked. Each one carries 1 mark, so 5 marks. Next, fill in the blanks using articles. Fill in the blanks using articles. What is meant by articles? A, and the. A, and the. Articles are the words that define a noun or specific, like if you want to describe a noun specifically or unspecifically, articles should be used. So a before the consonants, and before the vowels, and the for the specific universal facts. Okay, using the articles a, and the. We will be giving the 5 fill-ups, and you have to fill the blanks with right form of articles. 5 questions will be asked. Each one carries 1 mark, so 5 marks. Next, point out the nouns in the following sentences and say whether they are common noun, proper noun, collective noun and abstract noun. So these are the types of nouns. Common noun means what? Proper noun means what? Collective, a group of nouns like a flock of sheep, bunch of flowers or bucket of flowers. All this comes under collective nouns. A noun which cannot be seen or felt with our 5 senses are called abstract noun. Common noun is a noun which is found general in common. We will call it as common noun. Proper noun is if you want to specify a person or a place, and simply to say if a noun starts with a capital letter, it comes under proper noun. So you have to find the right form of noun and answer the given questions. You have to point out the right form of nouns. 5 questions will be given, the same thing, each one carries 5 marks. Sorry, each one carries 1 mark, so that 5 marks. Next, choose the right answer and fill in the blanks with the correct form of tenses. You all know, right children, present tense, past tense, future tense, everything. So the 5 questions, 5 fill-ups will be asked. You have to, sometimes the options may also be given along with the questions. You have to choose the right form of tenses which will be apt, which will apt the given fill-up. 5 questions are asked given for this. Each one carries 1 mark, 5 marks. Now, what are prefix and suffix. Write both prefix and suffix for a given root word. Here also 5 questions will be given. Each one carries 1 mark, 5 marks. You know, prefix is a word which is added just in front of that, before the root word. Suffix is a group of words which are used after the root word. Sometimes we will give you a word and you have to write both prefix and suffix. For example, comfort. Comfort is a root word. If I want to add both prefix and suffix, how will the comfort change? Un. I use un and comfort, uncomfort. Able, able, able. Suffix is a able. So I use un and able to the root word comfort and becomes uncomfortable. This is the example how you have to form that. Okay. Now coming to the letter writing. Write a letter to your principal for permission to arrange a friendly cricket match. Children, we will give you a letter, and in the letter you have to like formal letter. Let me explain about the formal letter first and how to present a letter. Okay. Children, formal letters means formal letter will be written to a third person. Informal letters will be written to our friendly people. So suppose if you want to write a letter, how you want it to appear? First we have to think about that in a formal letter. First let me introduce some tips to write a formal letter. It should be very clear, children. The letter should be very clear, and we should not write it in pages and pages. It should be very concise, and it should be interesting and easily understandable. Here we must not use a big like dictionary words. And since you have read about letters, you are also familiar. We hope that you all know that you will be known with familiar like formal and informal letters. And also you have, I hope you have an idea about the formal and informal letter format. Formal is for third person, informal is for the nearest people, like dear ones. And we know that all these letters have a pre-specified format. Everyone has to write business letter like of some type once in their life. Everybody needs to write that. And it is important to express the main content of the letter in the very clear form. And like in this session now we are going to study we are going to discuss the tips how to present a letter. Now today we are going to discuss only about the formal letter, and we are not going to discuss about the informal letter. To write a a formal letter has a format like which needs to be followed with some tips. What are those means? First, the letter consists of wait children. First we have to start the letter starting with a sender's address. So here the address and date means here we have to mention the sender's address. It means who are writing this letter. If we are writing this letter, we have to mention our name and address here. Okay, first address, then date. We have to mention the date. After that, we have to mention the designation of the addressee. It means to whom, the position, the authority to whom. Name of the recipient means the position, like the designation of that is the principal or the director or like HR, like whatever we think. The designation should be mentioned here near the name of the recipient, or the designation can be given later. We have to write the address of the addressee. Here we have to write our name and address, and here we have to write to whom we are writing. Their name and address has to be mentioned here. Next, subject, about which the letter is. The letter is about what we have to mention in the subject there. Later, salutation. Salutation means here a respectable word like using dear. Here dear or respected. We can use another word respected for writing to the principal or someone. We have to write respected. And we can use dear if it is an official corporate offices or business letters, we can use dear here. So salutation. Now the subject of the letter, it means sorry body of the letter. In this body, here first we have to introduce our designation, our work, our part in that institution, what we are doing. And in the second paragraph we have to write the content, why we are writing this letter. In the first paragraph we have to write about our introduction, and in the second paragraph we have to write about the content, the reason for what we are writing the letter, and the third thing we have to write the conclusion. In this body of the letter everything should be completed. What is this means? In this body of the letter, introduction, content and conclusion, all the three should be completed in a short way. And the last, when we are closing the letter, we have to write a complimentary clause. Like complimentary means after writing our reason for leave, after introducing ourselves, and after to how many days we need leave or what is the reason, everything we have to after the conclusion we have to complete the letter with a complimentary. It means I hope you will be able to put some time in and can join event, and I hope that you will provide me with a positive response. Your presence matters to us. Your presence matters to us. It means we are making them very important here. Okay. Later, thanking you. A complimentary clause is thanking you, and then yours truly, your name and signature. If needed, we can write that. If it is a business or corporate letters, we can write the designation of the person. Or if we are writing for the principal or class teacher, here we can write just yours sincerely or respectfully and your name and class and section. Okay, this is the format for the letter writing. So first we have to write the address and date, name, address and date of who we are writing. If we are writing, we have to write our name, address and date. After that, to address, to whom we are writing, their designation, their address. Later, the subject of the letter, salutation. Salutation means a respecting word. Later, the body of the word. The body of the letter should not be very big one. It should be very less concise. And this body of the letter consists of three parts. First one is introduction, second one content, third one conclusion. After giving a conclusion, you have to give a complimentary clause like thanking you. After that, you have to finish the letter with your truly, with your name and designation. If you are a studying kid, you have to mention your class and section. So this is the easy way to write a formal letter. Okay, children? And now we have completed discussing the letter. Now coming to the section C. Section C consists of two Romans, and the first one is write the synonyms for the following. 4 synonyms will be given. Each one carries half marks. So total 2 marks. The synonyms will be given from all the lessons. Like the literature part lessons, we have given you 3 lessons like An Extraordinary Man, The King and I, and then After 20 Years. The synonyms will be collected from the lessons which we have given in the classwork only, and the synonyms will not be asked outside the book. Everything will be from the textbook and which you have written in the classwork. So you have to be thorough with the synonym part which we have given in the classwork. Read well along with the spellings. Spellings is the must. Even if one letter is, if you write even one spelling mistake, half mark will be excluded. And the last Roman is answer any 4 of the following. It means 4 questions, we may give 4 or 5 questions. One question will be in the choice form. So 5 questions will be given. You have to answer only 4 of the following questions. In those 5 questions, there may be 2 marks questions, or there may be 4 marks questions, or reference to the context. That also might have been given. We can ask any questions, either brief answer or detailed answer or the reference to the context, but you have to be ready to answer those questions. So overall 5 questions will be asked. You have to answer only 4. Each carries 2 marks and overall 8 marks. So section C is for 10 marks. Section A for 10 marks, section B for 30 marks, and section C is for 10 marks, and the question paper is for 50 marks. Let me summarize once again, children. Reading section A, the first Roman is about a passage. You have to read the passage and answer the questions. Second one is you have to look at the picture and answer the questions. Section B, fill-ups or the statements will be given. You have to fill the sentence completing, whether you have to add adjective or adverb. You just add any one word and just read the sentence, then you will know the right form of what you have to use there. Next thing is you have to fill the blanks using articles. Next one, the same thing, the sentence or the statements or fill-ups or choose will be given. You have to write the correct form of noun, types of nouns. And the next Roman, you have to fill in the blanks with the correct form of tenses. It may be like a multiple choice question, and you have to choose the correct form of tenses, whether past tense, present tense, past continuous, past perfect, whatever it may be. You have to complete the sentences. And the next one is you have to fill the answers, like the question will be given. You have to write both prefix and suffix. You have to add both. It means prefix is a group of words should be added before the root word. Suffix is a group of word which can be added after the root word. Here in this exercise you have to add both and complete the sentence. And Roman 8 is write a letter to your principal. It means a letter writing, a formal letter. You have to write the letter. And in section C is for 10 marks. First Roman consists of synonyms and the second Roman is question answers. This question answers is brief questions, detailed questions, and also reference to the context may also be given. You have to be ready. Unless you are ready with the content, you will be able to answer all the questions which was given. And if you have any doubts regarding the grammar session, you can just go through the previous grammar sessions, that e-learning sessions, and you can recollect what all we have learned in the grammar classes. Okay, children, and I hope everybody will do the examinations very well, and I am expecting more from you. Let the target marks be 45 marks for 50. Let the marks be 45 for 50. Okay, so you have to keep the target in your mind and achieve the marks. I hope you will be doing very good for your exams. And thanks a lot, children, for being with me in this revision session. Thank you, children. Goodbye.